What's going on? My name's Jay, and today I'm going to tell you 5 things that you need to invest in as a beginner filmmaker. Let's take a look. When I decided I wanted to up the quality of my videos, I wanted to stop using my cell phone to make videos and start using an actual camera, I was completely lost. I didn't know what to buy first. I didn't know what was good, what was bad. I just didn't really know anything. Fortunately, since then, I've kind of gotten a grip on what it takes to make a good video and the gear that I need to invest in order to make that happen. And so today I wanted to go down that list and share with you the things that I think you need to invest in first in order to start making better videos. So let's get started. First on the list is a camera. And I know that some of you right now are thinking like, yeah, duh, no. But I know there's others out there that are thinking, what about just using what you have? What about using your cell phone? Aren't cell phones good enough? And yes, cell phones are technically good enough. They make great videos most of the time. And there's even been short films that have been entirely shot on a cell phone. But the fact of the matter is cell phones have small sensors in their cameras, and you don't usually get very good control over frame rate and exposure and ISO. And on top of that, they're so small and so light that you're gonna have to invest in some kind of gimbal in order to get steady shots. Cameras have bigger sensors, they're heavier, and you get full control over all of the settings. So you're gonna get a better image out of a camera. And when I say camera, I'm not talking about a little point and shoot. That's also okay and probably better than a cell phone. But what I'm really talking about here is a camera with interchangeable lenses, like a DSLR or a mirrorless camera. And speaking of interchangeable lenses, number 2 on my list is lenses. Now, yes, almost every camera body out there comes with some kind of kit lens. Mine did, I'm sure yours did too. But those lenses tend to have limitations. For one, my 18 to 55 millimeter kit lens is on a crop sensor, so that 18 millimeters is actually not very good for getting wide shots. On top of that, the widest the aperture goes is 4, which means it's not very good for low light. So since I got the camera, I've had to invest in a couple other lenses in order to get wider shots, better low light, and all that stuff. And I suggest that you do the same thing. Now, I'm not talking about going and blowing all of your money on lenses. You don't need a whole bunch of lenses. In fact, 2 or 3 decent quality zoom lenses are just fine for starting out. In fact, almost all of my videos, whether they're in the studio or out in the field, are shot either using my 18 to 55 that came with the camera or my 10 to 18 millimeter if I need a wider shot. Next on the list is lighting. Having good lighting in your videos makes all the difference in the world, and this is something that I actually struggled with for a very long time when I first started making videos. For a while, I had my little ALMX that was sitting on top of my camera and shining on my face. I had a couple floor lamps shining on the walls, but it still wasn't that great. I still had to crank the ISO on my camera in order to get a properly exposed shot. It wasn't very good. Recently, I've acquired a couple new studio lights from my friend Tech Examined. Thank you very much, sir. And it's allowed me to get a much better lighting scenario in this room and allowed me to crank the ISO down, and now I can shoot at ISO 200 and I don't get a bunch of noise, and it's just a wonderful thing. By the way, I've got a video coming out soon that's all about lighting, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel and you got that bell rung so you don't miss it. Now, lenses, lighting, that'll help you make your videos look good, but that's only half the battle. You also have to have them sound good, which is why the next item on my list of essential gear is audio. Now, you know me, you know I'm an audio guy. I've been an audio guy for over 20 years. I'm very particular when it comes to the way my videos sound. In fact, most of my editing time is spent on audio. And I've acquired a lot of microphones over the years. I've got microphones that sit on top of my camera. I got microphones for inside the studio. I've got lav mics. I've got a whole bunch of microphones. I've even got some leftover microphones from my musician days. Now, you don't need all of that. I've acquired this over time. Really what you need is 1 or 2 decent microphones and some kind of field recorder in case you need to record your audio separately. Now, here's a little bit of a pro tip. If you already have a cell phone that takes really good video, you've downloaded an app that gives you good control over your image, I would actually suggest investing in audio before you invest in a camera. The next item on my list is probably the most boring item on the list, which is a tripod. A tripod is super important for getting nice, still, steady shots. If you go around trying to do everything handheld, there's gonna be wobbly, shaky footage that isn't gonna look good for the shot that you're trying to get. Definitely invest in a tripod. Now, I'm not talking about going out and getting a super expensive tripod with the fluid head and all the bells and whistles, although those are nice and they do help you get steadier shots and fluid pans and all that stuff. But really, to get started, just go out to Target, spend 15 bucks, get a tripod. As long as it can hold the weight on your camera, you should be fine. Real quick, is there anything that's not on this list that you think should be on this list? If so, let me know in the comments. Also, I've got a playlist full of a bunch of tips and tricks to help you make better videos. If you want to check that out, that's linked right up here. And right down here is a video that YouTube thinks you should watch. And if you want to learn more about video editing, camera gear, and how to make better videos, make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit that bell so you don't miss anything. Thank you for watching. Thanks for hanging out. And I will see you in the next video.